welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm gonna make kabse, which is rice with chicken. It is so delicious because it's gonna be flavored with so many spices. As usual, all the ingredients and the measurements will be listed down below the video in the description box. Don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now let's start. So the ingredients I'm gonna use are very simple. I'll be making this kabse with chicken, so I'm gonna need some chicken pieces, bone in, skin on. I'm also gonna need some spices, kabse spices. I usually make my own blend. So I'm gonna write for you the spices that go into this blend. I'm gonna write them down in the description box. But also you can buy them ready from the store. They're called kabse spices. I'm also gonna need some bay leaves, cinnamon stick, and some black peppercorn. So in a pot on medium heat, I'm gonna heat up some vegetable oil. Then I'm gonna add some butter. At this point I'm gonna add the minced garlic and the chopped onions. I'm just gonna saute them for a few minutes. Of course, don't forget to add some salt and black pepper. Now when the onions cook down a little bit and develop a golden color, at this point I'm gonna add the chopped tomatoes and chopped green bell peppers. I'm also gonna saute them for a few minutes, for about 3 to 4 minutes, until they cook down a little bit. At this point I'm gonna add the spices, and I'm just gonna cook them for about 1 minute, just until the spices are well distributed throughout the other veggies. Now I'm gonna add the chicken, and I'm gonna place them skin side down, and you wanna make sure that the skin get a nice color. You can add more oil if you felt like it needs to. Now I'm gonna add 1 chili pepper, some tomato paste, and I'm just gonna cook the tomato paste with the other veggies, with other ingredients, just for a couple of minutes. Now I'm gonna add the shredded carrots. Now at this point I'm gonna add the water. I'm gonna add 4 cups of water, and you want to make sure that everything is well submerged with water. Now I'm gonna add the whole spices, the bay leaf, the cinnamon stick, and the black peppercorns. Just give it a slight mix. Cover the pot and then bring the mixture to a boil. Then you want to lower the heat a little bit and let everything simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes until the chicken is cooked. Now after about 25 minutes, so the chicken is well done, I'm gonna remove it from the stock. Then I'm gonna place the chicken pieces in a baking dish, because later on I'm gonna put them under the broiler so that they get a nice and brown color. Now I'm gonna measure about 2 cups of the stock. First I'm gonna pass the broth or the stock through a sieve, but of course I'm gonna reserve the veggies. Then I'm gonna measure 2 cups of the stock to cook the rice with. So after measuring 2 cups of the stock, I'm gonna add the veggies to the stock that I measured. Then I'm gonna add everything to a pot, and then add the rice. I have here some basmati rice. I just washed it. Now just give it a slight stir, just like that. Bring it to a boil, then cover the pot, lower the heat, and let everything cook for about 18 to 20 minutes. On low heat, of course. Now for the chicken, I'm just gonna put them under the broiler, as I said earlier, so that they get a nice color. Now I'm gonna make the sauce that goes with the rice. So in my food processor, I'm gonna put some tomatoes, some green bell peppers, some garlic, and some onions. And I'm gonna process everything together until the mixture is very smooth. Of course, don't forget to scrape the sides of the bowl. So that's looking perfect. Now in a small pan, I heated up some olive oil, and I'm gonna add to it some tomato paste and some chili paste. I'm just gonna cook them for a few minutes, just to get rid of the acidity of the tomato paste. Now I'm gonna add the veggies that I blended. Just add them all in. Then you wanna cook them for additional few minutes. At this point I'm gonna add some spices. I have here some cumin and some dried mint. So add that in. Now at this point, if you felt like the sauce is on the thick side, you can add some water, but I have here some leftover stock, so I added a few tablespoons of the broth. until I reach the desired consistency. So that's perfect. I'm just gonna leave it on the heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm gonna pour it in a small bowl and set it aside. Now let's move on to the rice. It's done and it's completely cooked. I'm just gonna fluff it with a fork, just like that. And the chicken is out of the oven. It got a really nice and brown color, as you can see. I'm just gonna put everything on my serving plate. I started with the rice, and then I put the chicken pieces on top. And of course, don't forget to serve it with a sauce. This plate was really good, and it was full of flavors. I really hope that you give it a try. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!